Hey guys, it's me and we're going to be doing part 5 of What If Naruto Had the Rinne sharingan. And tomorrow's What If will be What If Naruto Had the Tentagon. Then What If Naruto had Ultra Instincts. So I guess let's get to the intro, then the What If. So Shikamaru's fight would have happened just like the original, but I did say about a person that would have to fight Sakura. He is an explosion release user. His name is Sumaro. They proceed to say this: Sakura Haruno versus Sumaro and whatever clan that has explosion release. Begin! Sakura would have proceeded to throw in a kunai with an explosive tag. Sumaro dodged this attack, what Sakura was hoping for. Sumaro was high in the air, not able to move. Sumaro proceeded to let loose his bow and make basically a rain of explosions. Sakura almighty pulling Sumaro's bow and proceeding to crush it. Sumaro would have been surprised that somebody crushed his bow. 5 seconds would have passed, but Sumaro would have already been in the ground. Almighty pull! Then Sumaro would have proceeded to throw a kunai. Kunai coming faster. Basically Sakura would have should have dodged it, but then something unexpected happened. When it was going by Sakura's head, Sumaro would have said, "Detonate!" The kunai detonating basically on Sakura's head. Explosion would have been very large. Sakura concentrating all of his chakra in that. Sakura would have been going across the stadium to a wall. Basically, her going through the wall. Sakura would have said, "Almighty pull," barely standing. Sumaro didn't actually expect this one, thinking that Sakura was probably knocked out, or like her head was blown up. Sakura would have proceeded to get a bunch of chakra rods. Sakura's hearing is not that great, so she can't hear much around her surroundings, but she still can feel chakra moving around and everything. She's temporarily deaf. Sakura pinning Sumaro with chakra rods. Sakura would have said to the proctor, "Call the match." Proctor would have proceeded to call the match, but then Sumaro would have said, "Stop. I'm not losing that easily to you." Sumaro forcefully getting and basically getting the chakra rods out, forcefully ripping his body out of them. "I will become a Chunin!" Punching Sakura. Explosion release kunai! Sumaro would have also been as near as kunai as Sakura, so he would have also took in the same damage as Sakura. Sakura's head is already a bit scorched after that. She would have had a bit more damage at her head and her hearing. Sumaro experienced what Sakura felt like. Sakura going to the wall again, and Sumaro also going to a wall. Then Sumaro and Sakura would proceed to go in a taijutsu fight, both punching each other in the face. Both would have gotten up one more time. Sumaro saying that, "I'm sorry that I have to end this. I was holding this back because I wanted to have a good fight, but I must become Chunin." Sumaro would proceed to use explosion release on his hands and on his feet, around his body. The real reason why Sumaro did not use this technique was this. This technique hurts his body so much. So he didn't know if his body would have got any more injured. He couldn't even do the other matches, and he'd probably be too injured, but he doesn't care. He wants to win. I guess I'm gonna have to use chakra and fuse punches. Naruto's explosion cloak would have boosted his speed greatly, just like Rock Lee's 5 gates, and having kind of the same toll as Rock Lee's 5 gates. And basically Sakura concentrates all of the chakra in her body, but a forbidden type of chakra basically infused. This is a mode that she didn't want to use as well. It's a mode that gives the user so much strength and as much speed as the 5 gates, just like roughly what I said before. This power both equally matches them. Sakura having a little chakra glow around here and a little chakra cloak. It's interesting. You have a power just like mine. You too, I can say. We both have the same strength, speed, and agility as the 5th gate. I'll show you my strength. It proceeds to clash, going blurs. Basically, when they clash, making craters everywhere around the stadium. Naruto would have said this: wow, Sakura has grown this much? She used to be so weak, not even having a Rinnegan, not even wanting to train any single day. And Sakura never simped over Sasuke, but still, she didn't really like doing work or anything like that. Look at you now, Sakura Haruno, a capable opponent. I can see you're the pride of the Haruno clan. This thing would have been going on for an hour with them just going in a blur and punching each other. It's creating bunches of craters. And they say this together: well, I'm ending it here, now! Sumaru basically making an explosion ball, concentrated with chakra, making it blue. Sakura making basically a green ball that has rings around it, basically adding the rings being the cutting power and the ball being the explosive power. This attack will end this! Watching both of their attacks together, it would be a tie. Both of them laying in the ground, knocked out. The proctor would have said, the next fight should be Shikamaru versus Tamari. Just like canon, Tamari wins. Then the whole thing about like Sasuke not coming early and everything still happens. So yeah, I guess let's get to the fight of Sasuke and Gaara. It would proceed to go like this. Gaara would proceed to basically let out some sand spikes. Sasuke infusing his chakra and using water release, making the sand soggy. Quite interesting your Kekigenkai. Sand release. Quite interesting Kekigenkai. Ah, thank you Sasuke Uchiha. Sand burial! Gaara trying to do a sand burial. Lightning stream! Gaara using his sand to protect himself. Water pistol! Summoning water as a pistol and shooting at Gaara with it to weaken the sand defense a little bit. Then he would proceed to use water wave! Sasuke being a strategist using his water Kekigenkai. I'm gonna kill you, Uchiha. You can try it if you really want to. The one that's gonna be dying today is you. Lightning beam! Going next to Gaara's head. I could have killed you there if I really wanted to. But why not? I just play with you a little bit more. Sasuke using a bit of his talent and a bit of his hard work and a bit of his talent with lightning release to do this. Lightning release at his leg. Feel my wrath! Using lightning release to get Gaara's defense completely in one kick. Your defense can even last until by one kick of my lightning release. I might as well show 2% more of my lightning release, at least 4% of it. Using 4% of his leg strength and 4% of his lightning. Also, the lightning release kicks make him even faster if he really wants to. I might as well end this. Basically doing a knee kick. Knee kicking Gaara to completely through the arena. Kicking him through the walls, kicking him through through a couple of buildings. Pathetic. Mara would proceed to say, Gaara? Gaara having a giant bruise, leaking of blood and coughed out a lot of blood. Gaara seeing his own blood, he says, and feeling pain. Then he would proceed to do the whole thing about mother and basically all of that. You know what I mean. I'm not getting too in depth. Gaara had proceeded to leave the arena. Pathetic. You couldn't even handle 10% of my kick. Then Sasuke would proceed to go full power with his kicks. Reasons: he wants to catch up to Gaara. Not really 100% of a kick, more like 100% of a speed. He would proceed to go 100% on his speed, getting to Gaara in seconds. Naruto would proceed to go teleport to Gaara. Sakura would also take a couple of seconds to get to Gaara, infusing her legs with chakra. Also, Samaru would also came with basically with Sakura. Or Sakaru. I'll check in like if I said Samaru. I'm gonna say Samaru. Sakura and Samaru would proceed to go in normal speed. Naruto would have already been there by teleporting. Sasuke would have kicked Gaara again with a 10% kick. But Gaara barely being affected by this, saying that, "Is that all your power, Uchiha?" And then Sasuke would have said, "No, actually, that's only 10%. Gaara would have widened his eyes, saying that it still hurts a little bit, and that's only 10%. And then basically Sasuke saying, "If you want a harder kick, I'll make 30%, sending Gaara flying through many trees. Still, Gaara would have flown less because of the Shukaku. Naruto said this, that, "No, we had to reinforce the seal on Chakaku. Shukaku is obviously manipulating him, Sasuke. Be more careful with Gaara. He is not our enemy. We have to save him." Fine. Gaara would proceed to transform a little bit more into the Shukaku. I guess the Shukaku is trying to take control of him. Sasuke and Sakura were dealing with a potential tailed beast that could happen right now. We have to be more careful and cautious towards Gaara. I already know that, doofus. Sakura said, "I already know that." Good. Samaru, you tied with Sakura, right? You have a Kikigeki of explosion release, right? Yes. Then, rain explosions or not explosions. Make sure not to hit Gaara, but hit next to Gaara, making a little pressure and making him confused. Sakura, I got a plan. Naruto explaining the plan to Sakura. That's a great plan, in my opinion. You actually outdone yourself this one, Naruto. What's the plan? Basically telling Sasuke as well as Samaru. That's a great plan. Come on, let's not sit around and let's start it. Our goal is to knock out Gaara and then tighten the seal. Got that? So Sasuke, don't go overboard. And also use Samaru. Got it. Now we begin. Almighty pull. I would have got in front of the almighty pull. Chakra infused kick. Sending Gaara flying. Following Gaara would be a kunai. Then Samaru would say, "Detonate! Giant explosion inferno!" Basically creating a mini version of his attack, not wanting to hurt Gaara too much. Basically sending Gaara flying, all of his sand being away. Gaara was not knocked out, but still he would need to be restrained because the sand is coming back a little bit bigger. Then Sasuke would say, "I think it's time for you to go night-night." Gaara would try to put sand on top of him to Sasuke. Sasuke would say, "That's not gonna be in use." Gaara still flying through the air. 50% kick of lightning strike is hitting Gaara exactly in the head. Gaara going through the ground, making a giant crater. Gaara being knocked out. I guess we did it. But then Kage would say, "You're all morons. You just completed the final step for Gaara to go to sleep. That means now I can finally be free." Wait. We just did the exact opposite. We made the situation more worse. Gaara is transforming into the Shukaku. Shukaku would have came out, kicking Naruto through dozens of trees. Sakura would have said, "Naruto!" Sasuke would have said, "You dare hurt my best friend. Susanoo!" Not exactly a perfect Susanoo that could fly, but still, it's a Susanoo. Also, just like Sakura would do a Susanoo as well. Naruto would have repelled himself back with an almighty push behind him, basically pushing himself back to the battle. Sakura and Sasuke would have proceeded to get out their blades. Basically, Sasuke having not a Yanamir, but a type of weapon. The one like a bow, just like the original. And Sakura would have had a pink sword. The sword going in flames, in a white flame. Just able to cut anything, even truth-seeking orbs. Take this! 1,000 Slashes Ultimate Sword! Basically getting 1,000 slashes on Shukaku, but Shukaku would easily regenerate this. Shukaku generating a tailed beast bomb. Shukaku letting it out on Sakura. Sakura Susanoo would have been engulfed, basically getting sent flying. Naruto seeing all these Susanos, not all, but like two Susanos, being Sasuke and Sakura. Samaru would not know what to do. He has none of those abilities. Naruto just said, here, an ability to summon your own type of Susanoo. You're gonna have to join this fight. Hey Shikaku, what brat? You're gonna have the experience of being pinned by a bunch of arrows now. Basically trying to pin Shikaku with the arrows, basically shooting Shikaku with Sasuke's arrows. How does it feel? It feels great to feel pain again. What do you mean? Being trapped in that cage, I only felt emotional pain, but not actual real pain. Getting the arrows out. Basically slapping Sasuke with the Shikaku tail. Naruto would have said, thank you Naruto for giving me this ability. We see Naruto gave him the ability to summon his own Susanoo. He can only do that 5 times. I guess now it's 4. Samaru would have summoned his Susanoo weapon. Explosion staff. 1 million explosion Connect. Exploding the whole Shikaku. All of its cells, or all of the grain of Saiyan was exploded. When you get hit by the staff, all your particles that you have in your body, all your cells and everything will be exploded. But yeah, there's always a lot of pieces left. Technically, an explosion leaves things behind. So, the Shikaku's grain would have just went a bit smaller, and grains of sand would have went back together, making it its full size just again. You cannot defeat me, brat! Slapping him also with his tail. Naruto would have finally stepped in with his perfect Susanoo. Guys, don't worry about the Shikaku. We have to make Gaara awake again. Also, Sumaru, you blew up Gaara, all his cells, but Shikaku managed to regenerate all of that being sand. Sumaru, what happens if Gaara actually died there? You have a very impressive ability, but it won't work on the Shikaku. It'll work on other tailed beasts to dispel them and kill them. Be careful with your ability when you're summoning your Susanoo. You can choose what to explode or not. That's what I read about your abilities when I gave it to you. Those are Sasuke's and Sakura's own abilities that they got from their genetics, and that would fit with them. I got your abilities I think that would basically fit with you. Samaru is saying that I think a sword would have been better than a staff, but yeah, this pretty much fits with me as a great ability. Can I shuriken and resize my staff? Of course you can. You said I choose what I can explode, right? Explosion sand! Basically exploding all of the sand, but not Gaara. Naruto would have basically gotten Gaara, and the Shikaku would have been dispelled. Everybody get information. Ultimate seal, compress. Pressing Gaara's seal to be a lot stronger, but be able to have free will. And Shikaku and Gaara can still communicate if they ever decided to befriend each other. And this would be the end of this point of the arc. Then they would proceed to go back home to see how the 4th Hokage is doing, or the 3rd Hokage, sorry. How is he doing? And then they would proceed to see what happened in Canyon, and that would be the end of this video. I hope you guys like and subscribe, and I hope you guys basically like more of this content and like this what if. This is probably one of my favorite what ifs to basically do, and I guess this is the end of the video.